Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between these two robot vacuum cleaners. On the left, I got the Dreame L20 Ultra, and on the right, I got the Ecovacs Deebot X2 Omni. So we got a big mess here. We're going to see how well they clean up these muddy paw prints, but first let's talk about the vacuums. So they both have these containers of water. So you're going to put clean water in this one, and then it's going to wash the mop pads that are installed on the robot, and then when it washes them, it sucks up the water into this dirty water tank. Here's the clean water tank, and here's the dirty water. Yeah, this one's almost full. It's been doing a really good job cleaning. Now on the Dreame, we've got a solution tank. This will add the solution automatically. This is concentrated. It adds it to the water down in there to the robot. The Ecovacs, you got to add the solution yourself to the water. Both these robots are going to vacuum your house. Then they're going to dock themselves and suck everything out of the robot into the dust bag. Once in a while, you do have to change that. And over here on the Dreame, there's a little lock button, and there's where the dust bag goes. Okay, so the Dreame has a button up here on the top that you can press, and it'll undock the robot. And it'll come out here and park. So here's the bottom of both of these robots. They both have a single roller brush, drive wheels, and they have spinning mop pads. Both of them can raise and lower those mop pads. But a feature that the Dreame can do, it can actually remove the mop pads and leave them in the base station and vacuum your house. The Ecovacs, it can only raise and lower them, it can't remove them. Now both of them do clean it. The Ecovacs uses hot water. It heats up the water and it cleans the mop pads down there. The Dreame doesn't use hot water, it just uses the room temperature water in here to clean the mop pads. It puts water on them, spins them, and then it sucks the water out of there into the dirty water tank. And then both of them, when they're done, they blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them. That's a really important feature to help keep odor down on these mop pads. Now you can remove both of them yourself. I could come over here and I can remove the Ecovacs. Yeah, I can remove these myself, and then I can also take this. Once in a while you will have to replace them, and you can put these in the laundry. They're just held on there with Velcro. Same with these over here. I can take these on and off myself, and the pads come on and off. They're going to put solution down. Solution comes out that little hole when it's mopping your floor. They have an onboard storage tank that's going to take water out of that clean water tank and put it into the robot. Has a tank, and then as it's vacuuming and mopping, it's putting water down. Okay, so let's flip them over. This one has this is where when it vacuums, it's going to put everything into this dust chamber. And then it's going to empty out this dust chamber whenever it docks itself. Once in a while, you do have to clean out that filter. Over here on the Dreame, same thing. As it vacuums, it's going to fill this up, and then it's going to auto empty when it comes back to the base station. There's a filter you got to clean once in a while. Okay, so both of them have a camera on the front, and it will take a picture of the obstacle. They also have other sensors. The Dreame has the LiDAR navigation underneath here that spins. Now the Ecovacs, it's got its navigation. It builds your map with this big sensor on the side. They both have like bumper technology if it hits something. Now both of them do create a very accurate map of your house. Now the Ecovacs, it is a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger robot vacuum. So they both have a really nice app that does a good job mapping your house. You can give it no mop zones and stay away zones. There's all kinds of different settings you can pick. Vacuum power, water flow, how many times it goes over, create a schedule. Yeah, and here's the Dreame app. It does a good job too. Again, really map your house, tells you different settings you can choose, custom settings. You can vacuum and mop, vacuum only, mop only, how much water flow. Okay, so let's start both of them doing a selective room. We're going to do one little room so I can show you. Now the first thing it's going to do, it's going to wash the mop pads. Both of them do this. They're going to wash the mop pads. And that's what you hear. Water's being sucked up out of that area into the dirty water tank, and it's spinning the mop pads.
Start cleaning mop pads.
And so the Dreame is also cleaning its mop pads. Again, they both sound about the same. You can't see what's going on, but it's putting hot water. The Ecovacs is putting hot water down there, spinning the mop pads. The Dreame's just putting water and solution down there, cleaning them, and then it's going to suck it out into the dirty water tank. When they're done cleaning, then it's going to start vacuuming and mopping. Okay, so the Ecovacs has undocked itself. Its mop pads are clean. You can see that's what it looks like down there. The Dreame is still cleaning its mop pads. And so the Ecovacs is mopping now and vacuuming. And here's the Dreame. That water is being sucked up into the dirty water tank. Now when it gets to that carpet, it does lift the mop pads. See how it sensed that carpet? It does lift them so that it can vacuum, and then it'll put them back down once it senses that there's no carpet there anymore. Now the pads go down and it starts cleaning. Okay, so the Dreame's gonna do the same thing now. It's undocked itself, it cleaned the mop pads. Now it also has an arm, and it can extend that arm to help with cleaning. But there's its base station. It's all cleaned up. And it's mopping and vacuuming now. There's that arm it extends. That's pretty cool how it does that. To get right along. Now here comes the Ecovacs. Now the Dreame will auto sense carpet too. When it senses that carpet, it will raise its mop pads. But it also has another feature. It can leave its mop pads at the base station. All right, the Ecovacs. It looks like it's doing a pretty good job on those muddy paw prints. Alright, so the Dreame's probably the quieter of the two when it's actually mopping and vacuuming. The Ecovacs is down there and I can hear it pretty good. And again, there's that arm being extended so it can get right up next to the wall. There's a muddy paw print. We're going to see how it does on that muddy paw print. Not too bad. Actually did a pretty good job, I think. Yeah. Pretty good job. Now both of them we can see in real time where they're at on the map. There's the Ecovacs. It shows it live, and that's exactly where it is on the map. Now same with the Deebot. It's updating it. There. It shows us live where it is on the map also. And it gives us live updates on the obstacles it found. Those are pictures of my shoes. And there's the picture of the shoe. Now the Dreame is working. Now they're both doing a pretty good job as far as mopping and vacuuming. Okay, the Ecovacs is done. It's going to return to the station. It's going to wash its mop pads and empty out everything that it vacuumed up. So yeah, it finds the base station rather quickly.
Dock to charge.
Okay, so the Dreame is also done. It's returning to the dock. Now what you're hearing now is the Ecovacs is cleaning its mop pads with hot water. And here goes the Dreame.
Start charging. Start
So the Dreame is going to auto empty the dust bag now. It's emptying everything out of the robot into the dust bag.
Start cleaning mop pads.
And now it's going to clean the mop pads just like the Ecovacs is, except it doesn't use hot water. And then at the end of the job, they're both going to blow hot air on the pads for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what you've got it set at. That's a really nice feature. Yeah, both the apps tell us they're washing the mop pads there and there. Okay, so the Ecovacs is done. Okay. Now the Ecovacs is going to empty out its dust bin. It is a little bit louder. And it does it twice. And then the Ecovacs, it's going to start hot air drying the mop pads.
Please empty the used water tank timely. Start dehydrating mop pads.
Okay, so now the Dreame is dehydrating the mop pads, which is just blowing hot air onto them. Now the Ecovacs blower is louder. The Dreame is relatively quiet. But the Ecovacs is definitely louder. Okay, now I gave them a task to, they're gonna vacuum a room that has carpet only. So over here, I've got just carpet. I've got an obstacle we're gonna see if they avoid. I've got a bunch of dog hair on the floor. But the neat thing about the Dreame is, it's gonna drop its mop pads off. The Ecovacs can only lift its mop pads. I could physically take them off, but the Dreame does it automatically. Now the Ecovacs, it's going to travel to that room and start cleaning. Here goes the Dreame is backing up, and we're going to hear like a click. Yeah, did you hear it? Like a clunk. It just pulls those mop pads down and they stay there. It's a really cool feature.
Mop pads removed.
Yep, then it tells you mop pads removed. Now it's gonna go vacuum that room. And you don't have to worry about the mop pads, you know, dragging across the carpet. There they are. That is so cool. Okay, so how's the Ecos? Is it avoiding that cord? Looks like it's doing a good job. Okay, so the Dreame ramps up its suction when it's on carpet. It is a little bit louder now. Well, it looks like the Ecovacs may have gotten caught on the cord, maybe not. No, it's avoiding it, it's just having a little bit harder time. Okay, so now the Dreame's gonna go around and do the perimeter of the room first, and then it'll start going back and forth. The Dreame can turn on light if it senses it's in a dark place to help with navigation. Now again, the Ecovacs, it can only lift its pads up 15 millimeters. Okay, so now the Dreame's going back and forth. So it's sensed that obstacle, now it should try to avoid it, and it should take a picture of it. Well, it's doing a pretty good job vacuuming too. There it is back again, now it's turning around. I like that it tries to stay well away from the object. From the Ecovacs, it's going to catch up here in a minute. Okay, there goes the Ecovacs. All right. So the Ecovacs is starting to go back and forth to do the middle of the room cleaning. Looks like it did sense that object and is going around it. Okay, so let's see how much the Dreame picked up. Here's its container. Yeah, man, it got a lot of dog hair and stuff. All right, let's take a look at the Ecovacs. How did it do? Yeah, pretty good job too. Not quite as much as the Dreame. Okay, both of them are traveling back to the dock. The Dreame is going to reattach the mop pads.
Stopped charging.
Okay, so it just told me that the
Start
Dreame,
auto empty.
the Dreame reinstalled the mop pads. Okay, so it's going to come price-wise. These things are really close to the same. The Dreame is around $1,200. The Ecovacs $1,500 on sale for $1,150. I really do like the Dreame L20. I just think it works a little bit better. It is pretty big for a base station. I like that it has the solution automatically, removes the mop pads. You know, the Ecovacs, it just seems like that's like a tank of a vacuum cleaner. It's heavy. I feel like the pattern that the Ecovacs cleans in is not the most efficient. The Dreame just seems real efficient. The Ecovacs is definitely noisier when it's drying for up to 4 hours. That fan is a little bit louder. And the Ecovacs, you know, I really haven't figured out it doesn't auto empty every time. It's got 2 settings in the app for emptying out the dustbin. And I've tried both those settings, and I wish it just auto-emptied every time it came back. The Dreame does.
Starting hot air drying.
Yeah, there's the hot air drying. I wish the Ecovacs did that. There's so many times I have found where the Ecovacs container is full, and it just never seems to want to auto-empty. Maybe it's something I'm doing, but it should be more user-friendly than it is, if that's the case. As far as maintenance-wise, I feel like both of them, the maintenance on them is pretty easy. Other than that, Ecovacs is just really, really heavy. I like that this has a switch to undock it. They both have a self-cleaning switch for the base station. So check out my detail. I have detailed reviews on both of these. Now that you're gonna want to listen to that, to what she's saying there. Empty out that dirty water tank. It can really start to stink. I've let one sit for about a week in the Ecovacs, and it doesn't matter which one it is, but that dirty water tank actually starts to stink pretty good. Now, you don't smell it in the house. I only smelled it when I went and emptied it out, but you will have to wash it out sometimes. Again, the Dreame, I bought both of these with my own money. I'm probably going to be sending the Ecovacs back. The Dreame got an A- in all of my scoring. That's in the detailed review, 91 out of 100 points. The Ecovacs got 79, almost a B, a C+. I've got lots more comparison videos coming up. The Dreame, it's going to be delivered today. The Dreame L30, I think, or something. It's brand new. This is February 2024. Or no, this is March 1st, 2024. And it just got released. Also, the Eufy X10, I think, it's getting delivered this next week. So I'll be doing a comparison with those. I really do like these robots that do everything for you. But they're kind of complicated. The videos get really long, unfortunately, because there's just so much to do in them. The apps themselves, you could do a 45-minute long video just on how to use the app, let alone all the maintenance in that. So I do have separate videos on the maintenance on both of these, how to wash that area down there. Again, I'll put links to both of these in the show description notes. Definitely want to get the Dreame L20 over that one. You know, if the price was right on the Ecovacs, maybe. If it was $400 or $500 cheaper, I might get it. But I just love the Dreame. If you could, give it a thumbs up on the YouTube channel. That really helps out my channel. Also, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more comparisons like this, I've got vacuum cleaners, robot vacuum cleaners. Again, I really appreciate everybody's support. Check me out on Instagram, Just a Dead Videos on Instagram, and my Facebook group page. I do my free giveaways there. When I'm done with these products, I do give them away for free. Really appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.